but nobody is playing at his intensity, is required to do what he does. Now, remember now, as you mentioned, yes, he's playing point guard, but he's also having to defend. He's also having to run the entire offense, bringing the ball up every single time, doing all what he was asked to do while playing 45, 46, sometimes the entirety of the ball game.
Okay, so let's look hard at who is Rondo and what is Rondo. Do you realize he's on his 6th team in 7 seasons?
Yeah.
What does that tell you? A lot of people just say, no. No.
Skip,
Why is that?
We know he can rub some people the wrong way.
He rubs people the wrong way. He does not defend unless he really wants to or needs to. He can't steal the ball. We know that. But as an on-ball defender...
No, that's not what he is.
It's just not in his nature. And his three-point shot, dare I say, comes and mostly goes because he can be and mostly is a liability of a shooter.
Right.
Am I right?
Yes.
He knows how to play. He's a shrewd operator. He's a tough guy. We know that. And he has averaged the 4th most assists in playoff history. Averaged the most. It's 9.3 assists.
Right.
Twice he has led the playoffs in assists. With about 12. He had that one big run 2 years ago in New Orleans where he averaged 12 assists. And he went, I think he had some 14 assist games. But the point was that that's what he does. So what do I always tell you about your guy? He's the best point guard in basketball.
Right.
And if he's the fitness freak that you always tell me he is, now that he got 5 months off and he's got 8 practice games to get ready for a playoff run, and it's possible Rondo would come back after the first-round series. What's the problem here? Because he doesn't really need a backup in the first round of the playoffs. Can't he play 40, 42, 44, 48 minutes a game if he has to?
No.
Why not?
Because, Skip, nobody plays that many minutes. Jordan in his prime, look it up. He never played 46 minutes a game. He never played 48 minutes a game. You're pushing the upper threshold when you ask a guy to play 42 minutes a game. So, Skip, we saw what happened. LeBron was playing, I think, Kyrie's last year. He was playing 42, 43 minutes a game. They would be up 11, and LeBron, by the time he got to the bench, got the towel, dried off, wiped his head, had a drink, they were up by 2. So he was only getting 90 seconds of a rest time. So, you know, in the playoffs, that's when teams look to make their runs, especially when the starters leave the court.
Okay. What else do we know about Rondo? He is so often hurt. He is incredibly injury prone. Do you realize that's actually, this will be the 3rd, I assume he's going to have some surgery.
Yes.
The 3rd surgery on his right hand, his shooting hand, his dribbling, his strong dribbling.
You need to drink some milk or something.
Well, I don't know what's going on because he fractured the 3rd metacarpal. This is back in 2018 on his right hand. Then he tore a ligament in his right ring finger on his right hand. Now he's broken the thumb on his right hand.
Yep.
So that's 1, 2, 3rd metacarpal. Which one's the 3rd? The middle, I guess? Okay. So it's 3 in a row. Thumb, forefinger, middle finger.
Right.
He's broken all of them. What does that tell you? That's weird, man. And that's just in 2 years.
Right.
Well, so his right hand has become his Achilles heel, right? Okay, so how can you depend on him? How can you trust that he's really going to be there? And he's so headstrong that I'm not sure he's the best teammate anyway when push comes to shove and it starts to get really stress-filled in the playoffs.
Well, I think the thing is, Skip, obviously, you know, he feels very comfortable. He says, like, look, I've studied you giving me the game plan. Because Doc Rivers would give him the game plan, says, okay, Rondo, you run it. And, you know, Skip, I think the thing is that when you're trying to establish yourself, he's playing with veteran guys. He got KG. He got the truth, Paul Pierce. He got Ray Allen. And he's, you know, the big three. He's like, well, let me finagle my way in here and make it a big four.
And he fought constantly with Doc Rivers. And he got thrown out of team film sessions, and he stormed out of them.
Right.
And he was just, ask Doc, he'll just be on, he was difficult to coach.
Yes.
And who was the first player to either, whatever, he posted something about, I'm in the Motel 6 here in the bubble, right?
Yeah.
Motel 6?
Yeah.
People all across this land have lost their jobs, and he's posting about, I'm stuck in a Motel 6?
Right.
We're in a pandemic. It's so disrespectful, but that's Rondo. That's what you're going to get from him. Well, seriously.
Skip, I get it. And people look at it like, well, but Skip, there are some people that's used to living in Motel 6 that's got to go to shelters now. So there's like, man, a shelter. Okay, there's equivalency to this. We can't just start blowing people up because that's the, I mean, you go from, Skip, think about it. LeBron James is going from a $40 million house. So I don't care how elaborate the penthouse is. It's not what he's accustomed to. It's not what these guys are accustomed to.
None of us are doing anything remotely like we're accustomed to. Am I right?
We might not be doing what we're accustomed to, but we're living where we're accustomed to living.
Okay, kinda, except we're washing everything in and out the door, right?
Yes.
We are spraying, we are scrubbing. It's different now. Everything's changed for everybody, and you have to just make peace with it and go on.
And plus, a lot of these guys got to do things on their own now.
Okay.
Most of these guys have people to do things for them, so now they got to do all that for themselves.
I think people are waiting on them hand and foot 24 hours. Just pick up the phone and you can have anything done. Just say, I need my laundry done or whatever.
They do
right?
have 24-hour concierge.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Which brings me back to the player they call the Caruso.
Yeah,
Alex Caruso.
Yep.
I'm going to give you this. He and LeBron have a little something going on. It's a little bit of chemistry, a little bit of rapport, a little connection.
Yep.
I don't really get it, but they feed off each other pretty well because I'm looking at the numbers. Per 100 possessions, they're a plus 20 point. Let's call it a plus 21. That's high.
Best in the NBA.
Okay, that's very good. And when Rondo played without LeBron, the team was minus 6.8 in overall margin.
So real plus minus is GOAT James, right?
Well, real plus minus, it should be GOAT James, and we shouldn't even be having this conversation. But I can actually make the case that Rondo's a little bit of addition by subtraction. Like, I don't know that you need him.
We need him.
To do what?
To do what he normally does in the playoffs.
Give LeBron 4 minutes off?
No, because Skip, you do realize that normally they started together. They would start the second quarter together.
Okay, I don't know how or why because I would not play them together. Again, without Avery Bradley, now that brings into play JR, brings in Deion Waiters.
Yeah.
I get that. KCP, a little more of.
Danny Green.
Okay, Danny Green, a little more of. You can up their minutes a couple each across the board and make up for Avery Bradley. But in the end, is Anthony Davis still okay? As far as we know, he's pretty good, right? Is JaVale still there? And in a little bit of a surprise, I wasn't sure Dwight was going to be there, but is he still there? And he's a force for this team coming off the bench. So are there enough pieces to go win this champ? Sure there are.
Yeah, see, there you go. See, you done changed the argument. I didn't say there weren't enough pieces.
You were poor mouthing this. You were saying, oh, woe are we.
No, Skip. We lose two guys that play an average of 45 minutes between the two of them. One's a starter and one is the first guy off the bench. So obviously it's going to hurt. So let's just say I don't know who the starter would be for the Clippers. So let's take the equivalent of Avery Bradley off the Clippers and then the first guy off the bench, which is who? Sweet Lou Williams. You think they miss him?
Sure they
would.
And they almost did miss him. I think he was on the fence 50-50 play or not play.
So there you go.
Okay, but I think he's going to play. As far as I know, he's going to play. Other than that, you know, it's like Avery Bradley was a starter. I think some people are surprised to even find out, oh, he was a starter?
Yeah, really? Ain't nobody surprised. See, you being over dramatic right now. Oh, Avery Bradley's no one. And now you just told me Avery Bradley saved the day. Now
I just told you he's more valuable than Rondo is, especially for how they play basketball. With the GOAT, with quotes around it, as you call him, as the leader of the team, you don't need a Rondo. He's the best point guard in basketball, and he's the fittest player on earth.
You just said the man averages the fourth most assists in playoff history.
Okay, but you don't need that. You've got the best point guard in basketball. Who would you rather have a point guard, LeBron or Rondo right now? Well, obviously,
you need backups.
You don't need backups.
Yeah, you do.
He's the youngest. How old is he? 34 now? 5? What is he? 34?
Who, LeBron?
Yeah, I keep thinking
35.
I keep thinking he's 43.
He's 35. Don't worry about it.
Remember, Jordan was 34 in that final go-around in 1998. 34 years of age. He played all 82. He made first-team all-defense, and he led the league in scoring at 34.
If I'm not mistaken...
Do it, LeBron. Suck it up and go.
If I'm not mistaken, that was year 13 for him, right? That's year 17 for us. Okay. And we've already got 20,000 more minutes on our wheels than him.
Yeah, but Michael didn't spend $2 million a year on his fitness.
Yeah, he spent $2 million on cigars.
No, he did it with grit and grind.
Man, stop. Hold on. So what was Tim Grover? I just need to know, what was Tim Grover in this equation?
He did it for free.
No, Tim Grover does not offer services for free. Not even for Michael Jordan,
Well,
even though Michael is cheap.
He didn't get back rubs and shiatsu or whatever he's getting. I don't know what he's getting.
All you try to do, you try to minimize the man. We're gonna be okay. We don't make excuses, but it is a loss. We lose two guys that's playing 45 minutes, and we'll see. They're gonna throw the ball up in the air in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and we'll see.
Shannon, you weren't going to beat the Clippers with Rondo, so who cares?
So when we beat the Clippers, then what? Oh, it's cakewalk. If LeBron don't win this will be the biggest. Then you'll find something else because you know it's going to happen. You know we're going to beat the Clippers, and then you'll find an excuse.
Yep. You have no excuses, and you get no excuses.
Okay.
You got the GOAT.
We don't want any excuses.
Yeah.
You don't seem as confident, Shannon. I feel
I'm
like
very
the tone
confident.
has shifted.
Nah.
Just a little bit?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I say, oh, go. He got that beard. That thing got a little gray in it.
Really?
They underestimate him. You was looking at that gray, like, oh, LeBron is aged.
The bubble is going to test you in different ways. All right, we need to move on because we have some breaking news from the NFL coming out of the nation's capital. We will share the details after the break.